The first thing I want to start with is, Mitch, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Where are you coming from and how did you find day trading?
I've spent most of my career in the advertising industry, primarily Yellow Pages.
So Mitch, how did you find out about day trading? Were you already looking at day trading companies, or how did you get into this?
That's a very good question because, to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about day trading. I was familiar with the phrase, but never looked at it. All I knew about a market was the stock market, 401k, so really no understanding, no knowledge at all about day trading. A coworker of mine, we spent the day together, and we've both been looking for ways to increase our income, looking for something on the side that we could bring money in, but we both enjoyed doing what we were doing, so we didn't want to interfere with that. And one day he gives me a call, tells me that he'd met someone that he knew that was doing day trading and asked if I wanted to have a look at it. And so from there, I met this company.
So let's go into your experience. So you came in and you went through our 12 weeks of coaching and our Trader Pro funding. Can you tell us a little bit what that was like, having your own personal coach, and from somebody who didn't really have any experience at all? Was it overwhelming? Was it in chunks? Or can you tell us a little bit about the coaching experience?
Absolutely. I think the coaching is one of the keys to the success of this company because they pair you with someone that walks you through the basics of coaching. And so during a 12-week period, you have a one-on-one with someone who's already followed this path that you have and have been able to become successful trading. And my coach knew exactly what I needed, and what I appreciated was the customized coaching where he looked at my learning ability or the speed at which I wanted to learn things and adjusted his coaching to that. And so during that 12-week period, he was able to take me from not even really understanding what a pip stood for or the different markets to having the feeling and the ability to do regular trades, and enough that I now knew that this was something that I could do.
Perfect. So let's talk about our software, our leading indicators. Sometimes that can be daunting. Can you tell us a little bit about your technology background? Are you supercomputer savvy or not? And what was it like learning a new software, and how did the coaching play into that?
That makes a big difference to me because anyone who knows me, the tech part is not part of my mind. The tech part was, in a way, almost overwhelming. And I'm talking about not only the computer part, just your screens and using your laptop, but the indicators. It felt like, okay, I don't think I can ever do this. But surprisingly, it was a little bit easier than I expected. And again, what you have is a support system where, regardless of where you are and the rate at which you're learning, there is someone there, there's a team, there's someone you can call. You have a coach that can explain everything, and every day, every week, I just get a little bit better, and the ripple effect in the pond as you learn goes out a little further and further. And my coach was great at making me feel like it doesn't matter how fast or slow you're taking this in, just get the correct principles down and you'll be fine.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about that experience of going from the demo account and having your coach to then going to that live mode with real money.
It can be a little bit overwhelming, and you're right, it's more psychological than anything else. But if you've followed the lessons and the like I mentioned, the foundations, the solid principles, the transition can be fairly smooth. Now, I think most traders will never forget their first day of trading. Mine is still etched in my mind, the day everything. I dropped my son off. He had a class that night, and I was sitting in my car watching the market. I had my funds ready to go. I'm staring at the indicators, and I thought, well, now is better than any time. And so I put in my trade, looking at the indicators, hoping that I made the right choice, push the button, hit sell, and then I just stared at the screen, and I don't think I looked away the whole time. But my first trade, even though my heart was racing, I watched it climb and climb and then hit the trade, and you can't describe the excitement of that. I was up a big $8.75 for my first trade.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this, is as you begin to trade and you have that live account, you can fall back on the principles that you've learned,
Yeah.
and then a lot of it's psychological, but you get into it and you're able to trade and make a consistent profit. But that does bring up the question. A lot of people ask, is it always profit, or are there days that you have losing trades?
That's another thing I appreciate about the company is honesty and realistic evaluation of what to expect in day trading. I know when a few people learned that I was day trading, the first response was, how and what, and don't you know everyone loses money and no one makes any money? That just isn't true. Yes, there are days where your trading may be too emotional. I keep a piece of paper above my laptop when I'm trading that says growth or greed. And I can tell you I have done both. There are times when I'm focused and I'm reading the indicators. And I want to emphasize again, the indicators, there are a lot of programs out there. I've since gone online out of curiosity to see what's out there. These indicators are fantastic. They're proprietary software. They teach you how to read them, and I don't think you're going to find anything else out there like it. So when you're making trades, you can sometimes be in a hurry where you're getting ready to do your other job, so you're getting ready to run out the door, and you make a hasty trade just to get one in, or you do find that the market turns on you. But that's another part of this company. Not only do they teach you how to trade, but they also teach you how to get out of bad trades or how to protect those trades. So they minimize the risk. And if anyone is concerned about day trading, that is the only thing I could come up with that was a downside, was that trading is risk. But this company teaches you the correct way to trade and how to protect those poor trades and minimize the losses.
Great, thanks for sharing that. So you were funded an account, and then every quarter we evaluate how your trading's gone. And so
Yes.
I believe you've been into that process now.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about what that was like? So getting your funded account and then getting that review.
That's another aspect of this company. When you hear the commercials or you watch their introduction video, the phrase is trade our money. And that's what it is. They set you up after you finish your coaching, they fund an account for you, and then after the first 3 months, they review your account. And if you've been disciplined, and there will be a couple steps backwards, but more steps forward, if you apply what they teach you, at the end of that quarter they do a review and then they add more money into the account. It's pretty exciting, and what I look forward to is, again, as a part-time job, you can customize it to whatever your schedule is, and to know that this company wants to reward you for already doing a good job. I haven't seen anything like it.
Great. So Mitch, you mentioned doing this part-time. So you're still working full-time.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like? How much time do you actually put in per day trading?
The part-time is what makes this so nice, is that most of the trading can be done in the morning. I work probably at trading maybe 2 hours a day, and then there's some days where I'm busier. I don't trade at all. No matter what your job is or how committed you are to the other job you do, you're able to trade because there's always a market, and that is something the company will teach you, that you don't necessarily have to trade in the morning. There are great opportunities just about any time.
Yeah, that's so true. It really gives you the opportunity to fit it into your schedule and still work at the same time. So the last question I had for you is, you've got hindsight now. You've been through our coaching, you've been live trading. someone who's just coming in or considering coming into coaching right now, what's the number one tip that you would give them?
Anytime you start a new job, anyone listening to this, think of a new job you started that you've never done before. Two things are always part of it: fear and knowledge. At the beginning, when you're doing something you've never done before, terminology that you don't understand, indicators, what are they talking about? Fear is the strongest because you have the least amount of knowledge. But if you follow the coaching and listen and learn and continue, the percentages change. Your knowledge increases and your fear diminishes. I'm at the point now where there is very little emotion when I'm trading. You can go in, read the indicators, make a decision, set up a trade, and then walk away from it. I would encourage anyone, just check it out. Give them a chance. They have a wonderful program that gives you a chance to learn. You have a situation where they teach you every day there's an opportunity to listen to a video to learn. I would just keep your mind open to give it a chance, and you might be surprised at how easy this can be.
Mitch, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story with us today. I'd love to catch up with you maybe in a year and see how things are going. But thanks again for coming in.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.